Okay, Navy SEALs, Lynx Brigade, and Royal Navy Elite. I'm going to give you a little rundown. This is Nemesis here. I'm going to give you a little rundown on kind of the setup of your base and, kind of the beginnings of where you come from. All 4 of my bases are up here. I'm trying to hold POIs. When that ruin disappears, I might even have to take out this level 26 as well. Maybe I'll just do it before it disappears. But so this is pretty much where I kind of started, okay? So this is just like the makeups of your bases, okay? I'm at 4 bases now, and let's just imagine that this was my, only base. This is kind of where I'd be starting, except I probably wouldn't have credit production this high, level 18 and 19 refineries. But I'd have resource production, okay? I'd have a little bit of production for Tiberium and even crystals maybe, and then power and a few refineries on the side, and maybe even a few silos, because you want to build up that hourly, you want to get that hourly bonus in, and make sure you position everything. Power plants, they draw power from your crystal. And an accumulator, having the accumulator next to them. So they draw a little bit extra power, as you can see going down here. I draw extra power from that, and I draw a little bit of extra power from this accumulator as well. But I give a little bit of extra credit production, so having a refinery next to power plants boosts the credit production of your refinery. What else? Silos, you put those next to whatever it is you're trying to harvest more of, being either one of your Tiberium fields or a crystal field, and it'll build your hourly production. So you get a little bit more, you get a little bit extra in your hourly by being next to a Tiberium field or a crystal field. So this one's next to 2 Tiberium fields, so it builds a little bit more on the hourly. So that's my 4th base right now. My 3rd and 4th bases are strictly kind of more resource production. When I say that, I mean mostly credits, because I don't really need the power in these bases, although I do have a little bit extra power, but I don't really need it because, you can't transfer power between bases. But I can take some of that Tiberium and I can send it to, one of my other bases. Well, actually, I have to be in the other base in order to request it from this base. It costs a little bit in credits to do that, so make sure you're not, and depending on the distance that you're transporting this stuff from, it'll cost even more in credits. So don't waste too much in credits. So that's my 3rd base right there. My top base has 0 resource production. I do have a couple of silos, honestly. I think I might just sell those right now and put 2 power plants right here, because, yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Those are useless at this point. I'm sick of them. So I'm just going to put power plants down. And get the power production up in my base. That's all I'm looking for right now, is more power production. So, power production, and since I have so many power plants in my base, I can fit these guys in there. So I mean, this guy's producing 12 and a half, 15 and a half. I mean, these guys will produce quite a bit because they're next to all these power plants. I mean, this one right here, 18,000 per hour, because it's in the middle of 4 high-level power plants. My power production in this base is at, somebody else do the math for me. I'm not in engineering right now. That's about 300,000 per hour right there. Okay? So looking at 300,000 per hour, and that's with the alliance bonus, continuous production, and the resource packages, 300,000 per hour. So that helps out a ton to get that. So, position your power plants such that you're going to get a lot of power out of them. And in your main army base, make sure you're just going after power and then some credits, because you've got so many power plants in your main base, but mainly it's for power. I mean, I've got what, 111 million crystal just sitting around. You don't need crystal production from harvesters. Okay, you don't need Tiberium production. You'll get all of that when you hit a base. I mean, let's just pick the base that I'm gonna go after pretty soon. Info on that: 2.3 million Tiberium, 4 million crystal. Research and credits take care of themselves. Okay. If I get this level 28 base next to this reactor, 5 million Tiberium, almost, well, let's just say 9 million crystal, 2 million credits, 8 million research. Okay, as you hit higher level bases and outposts as well. I mean, let's look at an outpost really quick. This outpost, almost 4 million Tiberium, 3 million crystal, almost 3 million research, and 1.5 million cred. Okay, so don't worry so much about your resources. You know, it'll take care of itself as you attack more. Worry about your offense. That's why I just keep on boosting my offense. I'm at 22.3 right now. So keep boosting your offense. And the only way you can do that, like, I'm always running out of power. If I had enough power to use up this 111 million crystal, I would do it. I would do it right now. And I would be hitting bases and outposts that give me Tiberium so that I can continue to elevate, well, level up my war factory and my airport. I mean, my war factory is at level 29. It's going to cost me 20 million, 21 million, and 5 million power to upgrade. And the command center, I need to upgrade that to get my army up to 200 so I can max out my army. But yeah, I mean, these guys are getting expensive to upgrade, but still, I don't really run short on Tiberium. So, make sure you're maximizing production in your bases. My second base, same thing. As soon as I got a fourth base, I decided to turn my second into an army base. Sold all my resource production except for power and credits. I already had quite a bit of credit production in this base because it's what I used for my credit production before I got my third and fourth. But, I'm trying to level up all the power in this base now. So I'm trying to position everything so that it's ideal for power. And I need to upgrade my war factory and airport because my repair time. Try to get your repair time below 3.5 hours for anything. Me personally, I worry more about my vehicle repair time than my aircraft repair time, because my aircraft, I protect my vertigos. They're the money maker for me. So I cut a hole for them to go through and hit the construction yard. So they rarely get taken out of the sky. I mean, if they're going to get taken out of the sky before I get to the construction yard, then I'm just going to, not use them in that attack. So vehicles is what I worry about mainly. They take the biggest hits. They're on the ground in the fight. They take the biggest hit. Infantry, I mean, I'm at a level 12 right here on my Hand of Nod. I could upgrade it easily, but I don't need to. It's only an hour and 51. My vehicle repair time outdoes that every single time. So I only have 3 infantry units right now. I'm thinking about getting that commando so I can have something else that when I cut a hole, I can get something else back there that'll tear through the construction yard and some of those buildings besides just vertigos. These guys, I put the cloaking on them, and they do extremely well. I mean, they can walk right up on the snipers and the machine gun nests and anything else infantry, and they don't get attacked until they're right up on top of them, so, which is really nice. So they get the first shot off. So third and fourth base, as you can see, is mostly credit production. I mean, I've got refineries here, level 21, 19, 18, 20. My lowest is I got a level 13 that I just put down, and I'm trying to build up. So here I keep my hourly production up just a little bit, because let's level this guy up. Beautiful. Not too worried about power. As you can see, I ran out of Tiberium before I ran out of power. So I'm not worried about upgrading my power plants. I'm just upgrading, either harvesters or my refineries. Okay, and I can always take money or Tiberium from this base, from my top base or my second to top, and bring it over here and use it up. So it's not bad. Ooh, just jumped up to level 17. This one, Same thing. I've got so much power in this base, but you know, it's the same thing. Mostly resource production, like credits and things like that. So,